Good evening, good folks. This is Latuan Wheaton. I'm here to introduce Marcus Bruno, co-owner of San Francisco-based Crux Jinx production company.
Oh,
And his company produces your own projects as well as others. Would you like to tell us about your current projects, which are the web series Trivial and Making It Up?
yeah, Trivial was based on a actual project that my director was working on in somewhere down in the Mission by Cesar Chavez. It was originally called Cash Show, and it actually was part of my language, a crap show. And so this Trivial was actually like a spoof documentary on that whole show that did not work. It actually failed. But the people that were doing the hosting and just the whole scenario about trying to get people to work for free and the whole bit. So it basically turned into a little comedy skit. It's still in the process of being finished, but that's basically the gist of it.
Okay, and that one is in post-production?
Yeah, based on real happenings, yes.
Okay, and then the other project that you're working on.
The Making It Up?
Yes.
Making It Up is a project about two improv artists, a male and a female improv artists here in San Francisco, and they are trying to win an award. I can't remember what the name of the award was, but it's actually their story, seeing some of their improv. And they actually are improv teachers as well. And so we filmed, and this is all scripted. So we filmed them at oh God, what is it called? There's a place in San Francisco. It's Hollywood, not Hollywood. Anyway, there's a little acting studio here in San Francisco on Mason Street, and we filmed in there. A lot of it was filmed in there. And it's just their interactions with their personal lives and them having to teach their students. And they're pretty good improv artists themselves, but the students are horrible. And they're just constantly like going, oh my God, you know.
So is this a comedy documentary?
That's a scripted comedy. It is scripted comedy.
Scripted comedy, okay.
That too is in post-production. We have a lot of things in post-production at the moment.
Yes, I remember you telling me that was in post-production. I'm looking forward. I am looking forward.
I'm actually in it.
And the Trivial show is about a web series about the scenes of behind the scenes, the Trivial show.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yes, it is a double behind the scenes. Yes.
How can we access that web series, Trivial?
I will see if I can find a link to send you. I'm not sure. There may be a couple of trailers out for it. I will try and send you a link.
Okay, I enjoyed the trailer on the website. But yes, I would love to definitely, if you add that to your webpage, that would be fantastic, because that's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Yes. So we've established you're the co-founder of Crux Jinx, or you're the partner of
I'm one of four. There's four of us together now.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Since I spoke with you last Thanksgiving, now there are two others. Okay.
Yes.
So tell us about the hats that you wear.
Oh gosh, well, my main focus is post-production, editing mainly, but the first feature I worked on with my director, also my business partner now. They needed somebody to do sound, and I told them I'm not a sound guy. I don't really know what I'm doing, but they just kind of threw me in the deep end, and I figured it out and did it. So I've been kind of doing a couple sound jobs now, and I've been mentored by a couple of really good folks as well. So that's been really helpful. But I still prefer to be here in the seat, looking at the screen and just doing my own thing in the quietness. But I love being on set. It's a love-hate relationship being on set, because the long hours usually, we're having to get up, and we were doing a commercial for a tech company in Alameda, and we had to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's just like, oh my God, we get out of there until almost 11 o'clock that night. We got everything done in one day, but that's just
those early set hours. Yeah.
Hours. It's rough. And that's just common, that's just part of the business side, but that's why I prefer to be here, if possible.
Your favorite part is post-production editing. That's your favorite part of it.
Yeah. I went to the, that's why I went to the Academy of Art for and got my degree for that. But I just didn't have the tough skin to go down to LA. So I tried to make it up here and, with a lot of smaller production companies and friends, and just worked other jobs and said, you know what, I just don't think I can do LA. I'll just have to, I won't be my fortune, but I'll have some fame up here though. So I'm fine with that.
I mean, you've been doing it out here. You've been at this for a long time, since you were a teenager.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Helping your parents with their production company. Are they still involved?
No, they no, that ended when I was still a teenager because they just, they had to make another huge investment to upgrade their equipment and they just were not up for it. So but I pursued it on. I went to junior college. I was actually going to be a photojournalist. That was my intention when I went to junior college and to transfer to a four-year university. But they had a television studio there, and I helped build the studio, and then I wound up running the television station there. So I just went on the video track. After that. Yeah.
Wow. And finally, Mr. Bruno, Marcus, I met you many years ago. And actually then is when you helped me re-edit the sound to my Supply and Demand short.
Yeah.
And since then, I've known you as a sound man and an editor as well. So here you are still doing it. And in recent years, I've really appreciated your mentorship. I could tell the good folks, but I would prefer to let you tell the good folks that vital piece of information that you told me, and any other advice that you'd like to give to new writers, storytellers, filmmakers.
Well, I don't know if
you've been at this for how many years? Just tell us how many years first.
Well, I mean, if you count my teenage years actually being in this area of production, with a few years on and off doing regular jobs, I've probably been at this about 20, 25 years. Yeah, all said and done total. Yeah. That's the advice I gave you. Those might be a while ago. I got a few more gray hairs since then, so my memory's not that great. But as for, like I said, I just personally didn't have the tough skin to go to LA. I mean, that's not to say that there aren't plenty of opportunities here in the Bay Area. You just got to be persistent and go to the. For instance, we hosted, till COVID, we hosted a thing called the Bay Area Film Mixer, which I've invited you to and you've attended. And that's been a really good resource. I mean, there are other ones, but that one's, I really enjoy that because our company promotes up and coming filmmakers. We have a little, submission whenever we have them. Quarterly, we were trying to do, and we have a little submission page where we'll show your work if it's, really relevant to what's on the time or however it's judged or processed. I'm not sure. I wasn't part of that, but I really enjoyed the fact that they brought on, Bay Area film, specifically Bay Area filmmakers, and promoted them. And, and you get to ask them questions. As you saw, you were there, how it is.
Yes.
Yeah. But
do you ever have those mixers anywhere else other than the Piano Fight Bar?
We've had them at different places. Just the Piano Fight, I think we did some work for them, and in exchange they kind of let us have our mixer there. So it was just again working and help out the community and just supporting the best that we can. So it's a small community up here. We really all have to scratch each other's backs.
Really, I've been to the Piano Fight Bar, to your mixers several times. And really enjoyed it. And I've met folks, and you said it may have escaped your mind. What Mr. Bruno told me that I never forgot in recent years, and since I've met so many people, is getting a degree is one thing, but networking is everything in this industry. And I never forgot you telling me that. I'm a business major. I have 20 plus years in business, and there's networking in that too, but this takes a special kind of networking over and beyond just who you come across as you're working. You really have to step out and really get to meet people. So I so appreciate you telling me that. And I have been to the mixers that you've hosted there at Piano Fight Bar in San Francisco, California. And I will say also another piece of advice that you've given me was, connect with, your fellow students. Everyone understands each other's levels where you're at. and to come up together, it's it's how you get really far really faster than
Exactly.
being the solo man on the island. So I
Yeah,
appreciate that so
yeah,
much.
it's just too hard to do things by yourself. And there's so many people that, especially like I said, in the Bay Area, I mean, it's a such small community. People are always looking for help and always looking for, somebody to even work for 20 or 30 bucks a day. So if you offer them something, that they're more likely to come, even with 20, 30 bucks, a couple sandwiches, a couple bucks in their pocket goes a long way.
And there are these filmmaking groups on Facebook, which I was sharing with you recently. I know
Yes.
you're not big on Facebook, but I said, hey, I call you up. Hey, I've
Yeah,
discovered this and that, and
absolutely. And
so
I appreciate that.
that was the most valuable piece of information you've given me. Is the degree is one thing, but you've got to get out here and you've got to meet people and
Yeah,
collaborate in that.
you
So
sure
yes.
do.
So thank you so much, Marcus, for giving us your time. And your website is cruxjinx.com.
Yes.
That's CRUXGINX.com.
Jinx. I don't know if you said
What
G
did
or
I
J.
say? Yes. Oh, J. Let me spell that correctly. CRUXJINX.com.
Yeah,
So
it is an
everyone
odd
check
name.
it out. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So good night, good people. Thanks. Thanks, Marcus. I'll be, of course, in touch with you as I always am.
My
And
pleasure.
yes, and take good care. And we'll be talking, of course, for sure.
All right, keep on making films.
All right, we'll do. I'll keep telling the stories. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.